Okay.
Hanging out, just another night of the week. Well, to be more specific, it's a Tuesday Eve. Got some ideas that just might intrigue. You should come on by tonight. We're spilling the beans.
Well, hello. Here we are.
Hey, everybody, we're here.
Episode 27.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're
Back
getting there.
Back to the beans.
Yep. Today's topic is Kaylee's got a Sally Squats video.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk a little bit about stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
And,
The
Yep.
do's and don'ts.
the do's and don'ts.
Which I definitely learned.
Yes, and thanks for tuning in too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna look at your video,
Mm-hmm.
talk about the stop motion, which you dabbled in
Mm-hmm.
and had fun with and want to do more of.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll talk about stop motion. We have our superhero ideas. You
Mhm.
better have your ideas ready.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Came up with it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Now, and if anyone else has a superhero idea that you thought of,
Mm-hmm. Please
because
share it.
it's
Yeah.
like unofficial homework, more or less. Be a lot of that. Yeah, I've got mine ready. And in honesty, I had forgotten about it and made mine up too as soon as I got here.
Okay.
Earlier. So it's
It's
okay.
It's gonna be
Mhm.
it's gonna feel more like a segment when we get a nice splash screen going and maybe
You know, you just
Yeah.
kind of half-assed. That's okay.
I think every week might be a bit much though.
No.
I think so.
There's
because
so many things you can do. So many silly,
I know,
stupid. That's
but-
the whole idea. It's just like, and in the monotony of like you've thought of everything, you then like an idea might be like,
we'll see.
well,
But if they start to get bad, then I think we might need to take more time.
I mean,
we're just tossing things out there
if
to
I
toss
just
things
have
out
to
there.
like look over there, I'm like Hammer Man, you know what I mean? He's always got arms of a hammer, you know. And that, you know, yeah. If we get there, but you know, a little bit of creativity in it.
Yeah.
I've got a whole thing with mine.
But we
Yeah.
can always flesh out the characters too.
Flesh them out, yeah. That's
Mhm.
what we're here for. We're all friends, right? And
Mhm.
let us know if there are any audio issues too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, folks can hear us
Hmm.
because I'm seeing nothing on the live chat.
That's okay.
But that's all right. All right. So I guess Kaylee, do you want to tell us about your video?
Yeah. So this is it's a two-parter. So it's sides E and F of a 26-part series. Because like the joke of is it's like those like how-to tapes that you would listen to, like how to quit smoking, or you listen to it like in your sleep, or you know, like a instructional video that you watch or something like that. And they say like, please flip to the next side. But there's 26 sides to this one.
Yeah.
It's just absurd.
And it's like those old videos, like exercise videos too, like
Mhm.
or
like tape, VHS tape.
yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
That's the vibe I
even
got.
cassette tapes too. You know, listening to like whale sounds and things like that. There's like a nice voice at the end of it. Is please, you know, flip to side B or
Yeah.
please flip tape over. So
Which is funny because when I first started like posting them on YouTube too, if you looked up like Sally squats, it's a bunch of exercise videos of just like squats and like stuff like that, you know. I was like, oh, that's not it. But yeah, so this is parts E and F.
You want to switch it over?
Parts E and
Audio
F.
is popping.
let's switch it
Anthony
over.
said the audio is popping.
The audio is popping for
Let's see
Anthony.
if
So
there's
we're
a
gonna try to
okay
get
on
that
my
fixed
end.
while we play the video.
Yeah. So let's see. It might be this.
He said it might be on his end.
No, I muted you, Kaylee, so I don't have to use that.
Oh, right.
So let me unmute you.
Do you want picture in picture or do you want it gone?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Well, it's
Yeah.
gonna take away from the video. Then.
Yeah. Let's do the
Take it out?
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool shot right there.
Yeah, that's an old cassette recorder. I think Luke gave us that.
Oh, it's that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, is that probably it? Okay. Huh. It's still coming through. Oh. Okay. All right. Here we go.
It starts with a thought. It starts with a thought as idea. It takes off spinning as ideas. The train runs around the track till you back circle and you're back to the first thought. Meanwhile, the universe you created isn't on the shelf waiting. It's already cultivated by a single life. This world has inflated into a multi-dimensional existence. Imagine you thought you knew. A massive problem. Life actually an egg. We're actually an egg. Our purpose mistaken. We're actually just tools for the incubation process. The system we've never explored grows within what we know as the core. The part of the apple that gets thrown out. And it's magnificent. And it came. And it's just a thought. It's just a thought.
Great. That was E&F, right?
Huh?
E&F.
Mm-hmm.
Are we back on?
Yeah. That is it.
Here we are. Whoa. That was great, Kay.
Thanks.
Very cool. I love the stop motion.
Yeah. So that was super hard because the way I tried to do it, instead of like taking the photos like you're supposed to, and then because the software now just like imports the photos and times it out for you,
Mhm.
I decided to do video because I was like, oh, that would be so much easier. I just have to cut.
Oh no,
Nope.
no.
No, because I was like, oh, I just have to cut like where my hand goes in. But then that throws off the timing of everything. So
Yeah.
like even like the little helicopter, like now that's here in this shot. I move Muffin Man and then it's over here all of a sudden. Like so
Mhm.
that like I
Yeah.
had to get creative with like so many different things because
Yeah.
it was just like a well,
It's extremely time consuming.
yeah.
So
it was
did
very-
you try to cut out sections of the video for the stop motion, or did you like have it render frame by frame and pick out frames?
No, she
I
she
cut.
cut.
You
Sh-
cut.
She
Mhm.
cut. So that's thousands almost. Well, it can go up to the thousands or more
Mhm.
of times where in editing you have to cut out that chunk.
Yeah.
And then you have to put everything together.
And then you have to adjust the timing of each clip, the duration of each,
Oh, yeah.
like how, so yeah, I think this one took me like the longest out of all of them just for like that aspect of it,
Right.
with like the
Yeah.
editing. So now I know like pictures is obviously there's like a reason they do it, it's so
Yeah.
much, takes so much less
Oh,
time.
well, I mean the idea is all of the editing takes place in the creation, like in the moment of it.
Right.
So the way I looked at it, because we did the timing, we like calculated the timing that it would take to just do like 3 minutes, and it came to 12 hours. And that was being not even generous probably with the amount of time it takes to do placement per shot, per picture, per frame, right? Because 24 frames per second, how many seconds per minute, how many minutes, and also that's 24 frames per second. You kind of want to do 30, closer to 30 frames if you want it to be more smooth.
Well,
Like
and you brought up too the more things that are moving in the
that shot.
shots. So if it's two different characters moving at once,
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to adjust both of those.
If there's wind, you know what I mean, and
Yeah, I
air is
think-
blowing.
I know
Mhm.
one thing that kind of makes it faster is if you get a remote for your camera.
And
Oh
click,
yeah,
click.
So you don't have
exactly.
to go back to
So
the
boom,
camera.
boom, boom, boom.
Because even you pressing the shutter button can move the
Oh,
camera.
it can adjust it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you can treat it like a wide long shutter speed, or what is it, low shutter speed, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? So for like a 15, like for high exposure shots, you use something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
right, same thing. And it also helps, I was thinking, to have another set of hands, like to have someone like, so if every shot you have a list of the things that need to move per shot, that's like 1,000 or more lists, depending on how long you want it to be or how detailed you want it to be.
Yeah. And I wonder how different it is, like
The camera falls.
depending like which
Game over.
which medium you use. Like, so these are like clay figures, but like people do ones with like paper, or you know what I mean.
right.
Like, I wonder how like much of a difference.
Or yarn.
Or yarn.
I've seen like some crazy things done with yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clay is the idea is it's malleable.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's easy to manipulate per second.
Yeah.
Or per frame. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. It's really hard. It's just extremely, the act itself is time, but the idea is if you get all of that in the time that you do that, that's all the editing. As soon as you put all those pictures, say, into the timeline, and get it all together, it's right there. You're all you have to adjust for is maybe minor things, but
editing.
but your editing is pretty much there. And then you can and then section it out and then edit to make it a little more sharp. But yeah, it's really time consuming.
Super time consuming. Yeah.
Cartoons are basically stop motion, right?
Early
Like,
ones,
that would be
definitely.
I think now it's all done like on a computer. It's not like it was like even in the 90s. I think it was illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is still that, but I think computers can make it much more smooth
Hmm.
You can like separate limbs so that you can move the limbs in the computer instead of redrawing the entire thing again.
Okay.
You know, I know that's how like South Park does it. Anime
Mm-hmm.
does a lot of that. They just move the mouths. You know, they won't change the like the body positions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's much quicker now. I think for animation for
Mm.
for what you're doing. I mean, it's the same. It's old school.
Yeah.
Stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really and the more smooth and fluid you see them, the more
Mhm.
time you can imagine was put into it. What was that whole movie we watched? It was all stop. I mean, there are plenty of them. Tim Burton's are all like
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
But there was that horror one that we saw.
Oh, Mad God.
Mad God.
That took the guy that was the guy that did
Oh.
the Jurassic Park
Yep.
special effects and all those.
Yep. The one that they didn't use.
What?
He did the Jurassic Park effects that they didn't use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you look online, you can find the stop motion he did for Jurassic Park.
Wow.
It's really cool. Yeah, you should bring it up. We'll watch it. But yeah, they didn't use any of his stuff.
Wow.
And because they figured out that computers were going to be a thing. Spielberg was like,
Oh, I see.
we're
this
making
could be-
computers because we're making it with computers from now on. This is what's going to be the future of cinema.
Right.
Because they showed what they could do, and
Right.
it was like,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
this movie took him like over 20 years to make.
Yeah.
Mad God, the stop motion one.
Mad God
Let me see
was
if I can find the
impressive.
Jurassic.
I know you
Park.
can find that on YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah, his movies are awesome though. Weren't there 3 parts to it or something? I think there were 3 parts.
Oh, I have
think
seen
so.
this.
Kitchen
This,
scene.
the top one.
Yeah. It's basically it's basically all the original scenes but in stop motion,
Right.
which is
Wow.
very cool. Yeah. See him looking in.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So cool.
Wow.
The slithery
There's something
tongues.
oddly so realistic about it.
Yeah.
Right? What
Yeah.
a different movie it would have been. Oh, look at that. That's great.
Yeah, it would have been a different movie.
But you just
Oh, they're showing it side by side. Oh, down the bottom you can see it's the
you smooth some of that out though.
original.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah,
That
if
is
you
cool.
are to see, I mean, it's really impressive stop motion. But yeah, then seeing the CGI that they have, and the CGI looks amazing.
Yeah,
In that scene
especially in this
especially,
movie. I mean, I think pretty much everything is held to this standard, right?
Excuse me.
Mhm.
When it comes to CGI,
Yeah.
which is crazy because it was sort of the first iteration of CGI,
Right.
Mm.
and
Yes,
to this
back.
day, we're all like, "Oh, Jurassic Park is the one from 1993, the first time," and then it's gotten worse and worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the many comparisons are made to that early CGI, and people wonder like how.
Because it was made like stop motion.
Right.
Every
I see.
frame,
Yeah.
every frame was perfected in that.
Mm.
Now it's a computer does it. So you make the one frame and then the computer renders out all the rest.
I see.
Mm.
You're not doing it like you would do old school animation or old school stop motion. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive though. Like it's really impressive. So,
Yeah.
oh, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I remember seeing a video about like Disney and
Mhm.
like their animations with like the backgrounds, like how it was like paintings and stuff. The way they made them look more like dimensional too was it was like panes that would have like
Yeah.
different layers
Okay.
of the background on it, and
Right.
they would like shoot that.
Yeah, there was so Walt Disney, what he was trying to solve was the fact that when you took animation and you did a zoom shot into a scene,
Mm-hmm.
the moon would grow, which it's not
Mm.
supposed to, because the moon is much further away
Right.
than the buildings that are near you.
Of course.
So
right.
the moon would only grow a little bit. So he developed this shot down camera that had 6 panes, and each one was calculated to be separated from each other at a certain distance that would represent or mimic what would happen if you were to zoom into a moon. So you notice on
Wow.
his movies, when you see the zoom in, the moon stays small
Right.
as you zoom into the buildings and they get closer.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That was like his big thing. He
Mm.
made that camera.
Like depth. Yeah.
Depth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
That's
in
crazy.
animation.
that is really cool.
And it's glass, right? That's what the panes are.
They're paintings. I don't know if they're. I'm not sure if they're glass. They must be, right?
Right? I thought so. Or
Some kind of see-through.
Yeah, I would
film,
imagine
right?
they would
Yeah.
have to be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably glass would be the only thing that could hold that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would imagine.
That's wicked neat. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I tried it with my cell phone, like some stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to pull that up?
Yep, I got it up right now.
So it was 100 frames
Oh.
for 6 seconds.
This looks really smooth too.
Well, there it is.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, it took.
Did you use the? Did you just use pictures, or do you use because they have apps?
Yeah, no, I just took. I made sure my phone was on
The tripod.
on a tripod. Actually, the same kind of tripod that thing is, and
Dancing.
yeah. So and then I just tapped it. That's why it's a little bit shaky. But yeah, I just tapped it and made
Looks
sure
so
not to move it too
cool.
much when I tapped it. But I tap it, move, tap it, move, tap it, move.
Mm.
And it's an interesting thing too, because gravity is still a thing.
Mm.
And momentum is not a thing when you're doing stop motion. There is no
Mm.
momentum. So
Right.
so there are tricks to that. There are tricks, but like so like how would that thing
Looked
at-
like it was being like pushed.
yeah, or lifting itself up,
Yeah.
right? So there's so many different tricks you can do. I was like, oh, if I really wanted to go crazy, I could like just lean it and take a picture. You know what I mean? Lean it, take a picture, you know,
yeah.
to get my finger out of there. Or you can edit out like fingers. Like you can have something like right next to it now. Green screen. But also like in a picture, it's a picture. So you can
Oh yeah.
especially with a lot of like machine learning or like algorithms, you can just remove anything that looks like a finger.
Mm.
You know, like really like from so I could see for stop motion, utilizing some of those tools that I could agree with, like get on the side of like some of the algorithms that can do that.
Mm.
Like that would make stop motion so much easier. Take out all the shots in my hand.
Mm.
Which I think they may have already done, because you can now see a lot of videos of people doing awesome stop motions with action figures, and they actually sometimes will even show like a clock in the background to show how many hours it took.
Whoa.
But they'll do that, and then they edit it so that like the hands aren't there, and you just see the character doing all of these things. It's really cool. But you also get to like facial gestures and like you think of something like Nightmare Before Christmas.
That robot chicken, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
use all action figures.
Oh yeah, a lot
and
of
they
that was
overlay, I think, the mouth movement and the eye movement.
right.
They like draw it in or something.
Yeah.
Something and post some sort of After Effects thing.
Huh.
That's interesting.
That's
You want to
smart.
switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I did that though. That was a quick thing. That was probably like 15 minutes. You
Yeah.
know, with something that was very malleable and bendable and agreeable to trying to do more odd twists and things like that. But yeah, you would get a post like when I was trying to get it to lift itself up. It's really interesting how like, you know, how the human body is, but like how physics kind of works, where these things can like lift themselves up.
Mm.
You know, where I mean, yeah, you need motion. You need like I mean, yeah, it's basics, but I mean, still, it was just I was like, whoa, it's nice to be able to move, huh? You know, when I'm
Yeah.
moving those things, it's
Yeah.
like taking an inanimate object and making and animating it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's animation. You know, it's
Mm.
really really cool.
Mm.
Yeah, fun. Do you think you want to do that on like on the next one? Are you going to do more stop motion?
Oh, definitely.
Because those are two
Especially,
characters, right?
yeah. Hmm.
Those are two characters, right?
Yeah, and they're kind of like the central characters, and we've only just met them, so they're gonna be kind of like the focus of like the next like so many of the
Yeah,
sides, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. That's great.
And that'll help get like just wrap my head around more like the process of like how
Mm-hmm.
do you, because I also want to tie in like, which is another thing that I've been like trying to figure out for like ever, like the Rube Goldberg like painting machine kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing, because that's like a part of the world that they're in. Like the whole thing is they're building this world that's like inside the earth for when like the earth explodes or whatever. Like there's a whole nother world in there. Um, because it's like an egg and it's going to hatch at some point. So they're kind of like the caretakers, but they're also like putting the pieces of the world together.
Mm-hmm.
So like more like, which is going to tie in like more things like moving like at
Yeah.
once, you know,
Right.
to like kind of like come together. But I think having like the Rube Goldberg thing, like once I figure that out, will help too, because that will give like a sense of motion. You know, right now I just have like a couple little like simple things that are like spinning or like
Mm-hmm.
moving on their own. But once there's like more of that, that just kind of like has the momentum,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it'll
What?
immerse you in there more.
Right. One thing that you'll probably be really good at is like carving out masks. So you can use that live action of things like a Rube Goldberg machine, say like that shot,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to keep the camera exactly in the same place, but you just turn the video on for the Rube Goldberg part and film the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just carve out that piece.
Oh, with like the figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You carve
Yep.
out that piece or overlay it over
Mm-hmm.
all of those stop motion, you know,
Mm-hmm.
off of that collection of and because you'd take all those pictures, you make them a clip. Now if you're imagining like a video editing clip, and then you would yeah, so in that clip you would make a mask and
Yep.
put over that mask the video,
Mm-hmm.
so it's the same shot.
But
So yeah,
stuff is moving.
so you can
Yeah.
do all kinds of things, mix the stop motion with the video. That,
Mm.
Also, they have like now you can. I know Da Vinci does it, and I'm pretty sure Premiere does it as well. But it can track objects. It can mask and track.
Oh right, yeah.
So like
I
you
feel like
know
I've
if
seen that.
yeah if there's like a car driving or something, you can mask the car if you want, and it will follow it on
Yeah,
all the frames.
yeah.
Like you won't have to manually.
like assign a color or assign a dot.
It's not even that. It's
Yeah.
literally object recognition at
Yeah,
this point.
that's
It's
cool.
like understanding if there's three people running around and you want one of them to not be there, you just tell it on one frame what the person is and it will follow it
Wow, that's
with the
cool.
mask.
Yeah,
You know,
Mm.
that's
so
neat. And then it's just a matter of like manipulating like feathering of like how forgiving it is or how
they've really taken like a lot of it out. Like there's
yeah.
so much work you don't have to do anymore
Mm.
within just the past couple years.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It will know, like it will be able to look at the colors in the back.
Yeah,
And it will
yeah.
know, and it can even
Regenerate like
it
what
can generate
should
what
have been
should be
there.
there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Mm.
So it's getting really wacky. It's
Yeah.
getting like, it's going to be much more simple to make things. You
Mm.
know,
Right.
I couldn't tell you if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
probably a good thing for the people who don't want to spend
Spend the money. Yeah.
3 days, masking an object
Mm-hmm.
on a
Yeah.
video when
Mhm.
they, because that's kind of like
Gets
not a very
tedious.
creative, very
Mm.
tedious thing.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah. No, yeah. That's a whole other topic too.
yeah,
in
it's getting
itself.
crazy.
But well, you're still gonna be doing the traditional way, right?
I think so.
I mean,
because-
not the video, but the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, the photographing. Yeah.
Mhm. And that'll help too, because like the amount of like like effects and stuff I had to do. Like when I was almost done, my computer was like Premiere like force quit on me at one point. It was like,
Really?
no, like this is
With that computer?
even with this computer, it was
That's
just like I
crazy.
was because I made like nests and stuff
Yeah.
of all the clips, and then I would have to like edit those, and it was just getting confused. It was like this
Yeah.
is too much. There's because I was adding like effects to each, so it was just like
Right.
bogging it down, like trying to save it all,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think cutting out a lot of by having like practical effects and like
Mm-hmm.
the pictures as opposed to video will cut like so much of that out,
A lesson learned too. You learn that. That's the whole point
Yeah.
of these projects.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's you learn them. It's just like what you said, Abel, last week. The prototype is going to be. There's a reason there's a prototype. Like the
Mhm.
first one that comes out is not going to be, or you keep manipulating that first one to generate others. But
Mhm.
that's the whole point of this project too, right? Is like you're just like basically because when you look at other parts of the videos, there is like an evolution
Mhm.
of like what quality, but also just like
More things you're adding into it, more different types of footage.
definition.
That
Yeah.
that you're combining into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
having more fun, but also it's like getting a little bit more honed,
Yeah.
or like sharp to the madness, that
Mhm.
you pop in there, which is like beautiful madness. It's really, really good. Didn't someone say that someone said to Kaylee that it's kind of like what is it? What was it? Like online horror? Like it could potentially
Oh, like analog horror.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah,
what is
yeah.
that? What is the analog horror?
That's like the video. I don't know if this is where it started, but that video. It looks like an old,
Was it like a
like
cryptid?
early
Footage. Oh, yep.
computer simulation of like it almost looks like office buildings, but they're all empty.
Oh, like
But you
the
run around in there.
liminal space.
Oh yeah,
Kinda
like
like
You
that.
run around there, and then all of a sudden there's like
a weird thing
a
that's made a bunch
thing.
of forks.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
chasing
yeah.
you. And
That's
yeah,
Backrooms. So
yeah, something like
Backrooms.
that, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty creepy. My friend Jamar turned me on to Backrooms, and they're like, yeah, these like 15-second videos, which are amazing because they're supposed to be VHS quality.
Hmm.
That's the emulation that they're doing.
Mhm.
So it looks totally realistic. Some of
Yeah.
it you're like, but I mean, once you get in the rabbit hole, you'll eventually see some that are not as great of production studios, but it's kind of scary. It's kind of weird and scary, and yeah, they're
Mhm.
like these liminal spaces, and there's these weird noises that they add
Mhm.
to it. Some of them are very funny. Like the scary thing that's chasing you is like I forget. There's
Ridiculous. Yeah,
a couple of crazy things, but scary looking things too. Yeah, that's called Backrooms. Those are really, really terrifying. It's a rabbit hole. I'm having. It's fun to go down, but yeah, it's scary. And how do we get there?
Someone said
internet.
it was like that. The Sally videos. Were
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah. So that's like
analog
online
horror.
cryptid type stuff. Was the Slender Man an online thing?
Slender Man was
Oh,
a video
maybe.
game.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was
A video game first.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was like a PC.
Correct us if we're wrong, but yeah, that's
Yes.
like online crypto or there's cryptozoology and then there's cryptids, which I think are like online based,
Hmm.
like horror things.
Originated as a creepypasta internet meme.
Creepypasta, that's it. That's what
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
And what is that? That was
Slender Man.
Slenderman. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creepypasta. So that's like the online version of remember cryptozoology.com?
No.
Okay.
I
Well,
think I
cryptozoology.com was like one of the early websites. I could go to it at like fourth grade. So I forget what year that was. That would have been 98 or 99. And cryptozoology.com, it had the chupacabra, had like basically it was just a website, like encyclopedia type thing.
Yeah.
With a picture and like a description, but all the way down. Thing was awesome. Of course, it had Loch Ness and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been shut down.
Oh, that's sad.
It says cryptozoology.com has been shut down.
But does it say a year?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, it was a great website, but still, so that's cryptozoology. That's like real life kind of like paranormal type creatures and stuff like that. And then a cryptid, like a creepypasta, is like online stuff, like stories that people come up with. I think One was like the sleep experiments. You ever read about that? Like the Russian sleep experiments.
Oh yeah.
So that's like an online like
wasn't a fan of
cryptid.
that.
I don't think that's like real. You know, weird things like that. So that's, or creepypasta. So that's like what that is. There's like a hidden Simpsons episode that's like cursed. That's another thing. So there's like
Oh, really?
fake kind of footage that went around of like, I think I don't even know what it's from. I think it's from like that original show that it was shown on. What
Which
was
one?
it? The Simpsons. Yeah, they were like originally on they were on another like skit show or something like that
Yeah, there was some
before.
early before the first season.
Yeah, so it was just like footage of that, and I think it's like Bart falling out of a plane or something.
The Tracy Ullman show.
Tracy Ullman show, yeah. So there was like this fake kind of story, like paranormal story of this cursed Simpsons episode. And it was and that started on creepypasta. Yeah, that's what that was. But so yeah, so people are kind of putting Sally squats in that, like, or did somebody mentioned to you that
One of the kids I used to work with at CCRI said that, I think.
yeah, they were like, oh yeah, that could fall into that, because I mean, to us it's not that creepy, but it is like dark. You know, people are kind of freaked out by clowns.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people say like, oh, that's pretty disturbing. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I don't think it's very disturbing.
Yeah, I don't think, maybe they're a little more like sheltered in like some way.
Some people just there's a clown thing. There's some people don't like clowns.
Yeah,
I have a theory too that it's like media that created that fear, like it's a hysteria.
I don't know. I mean,
Like,
I
I
know
think
like there's a
it just-
lot of horror revolving around clowns.
Right. Well, exactly. Yeah, and that's media, right? Like
Yeah.
horror movies, things like that. What didn't help was Poltergeist and that clown toy that the kid ends up like ripping apart, which I love. But Pennywise, right? Exactly. So like, and I think there has always been like a fear. There's actually really interesting a few articles that you can find online that go into like that actually get kind of depressing, but they're like, well, clowns are actually like supposed to show the satire and the sadness. Like it's an understanding that there's sadness attached to a clown. You know, whatever's behind all of that is like is almost like a god of tragic. Yeah, a god of tragedy or something like that. You know, kind of like the happy and sad faces of drama of theater.
Yeah.
Right? I forget the historical reference there. If I thought long enough, maybe I get it. But yeah, no, it's I get it. I see it being scary, but also there's like, you know, clowns are also some people just love clowns.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people, I think most people aren't really scared of them. But there is I would say like there's more people that are afraid of clowns. Like percentage wise, I feel like it's high.
Yeah.
Of people that are actually afraid of clowns compared to people that aren't. Compared to other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do like watching those YouTube videos of clowns. You know, remember that it might even still be a thing where people like stand around as a clown.
Oh, in
to scare folks.
2016, it was
2016
like
is happening.
It was a big thing
all over.
Yeah, I think there's a documentary on it.
Really? Yeah, I do remember like there was like an actual thing
because there was violence that went along with it though.
Oh yeah. Well, some of the clowns were like violent, but I like seeing the videos where the clowns are just doing it, thinking, but like they do it to someone who's walking by who's like a 9-to-5 guy, but like does MMA fighting at night or something, or a woman that's like about to just fuck them up in New York or something like that. Yeah. I like seeing the videos where the person ends up chasing the clown. Yeah. And if you're afraid of clowns, it's the perfect therapy, I swear. Because it's like, it is a scary video. The clown is in the middle of nowhere in Central Park, like out of nowhere, you know, rolling a ball to someone. And like, there's one video where the guy just like kicks the ball right back at the clown and starts chasing it, you know, and it's not expected.
There's somewhere people have pulled guns on them, on the clowns.
On the clowns, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
What do you expect? If you're in a mat, it just doesn't work. It's not a circus, or the right place, or a happy place. Like I saw there was a clown that was always right before you get onto the Henderson Bridge, and I'd be going home at like 11 o'clock at night. I worked the night shift. and I'd see a clown, and I wasn't going nuts or anything. It was an actual clown, like waving to the traffic that might go by at 11 o'clock on the Henderson Bridge going into East Providence. And it was 2016. It was around that time. I mean,
it was a big thing. They have a documentary you can watch. I think it's like a mini series.
I had to check that out. That's cool. But I think that's also an association, and you bumped into that a few times when you were doing your clown, when you were in clown. People were like, "Oh, what are you, one of the scary clowns or something?" And there was like a bad rap.
Yeah.
But if anything,
No, I'm just one of the normal ones.
Yeah.
Just a regular
clown. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I mean, the especially in film and everything, like, I don't know. I love like the classic clown and the idea, especially, I mean, I love you and you're a clown, you know. That's it's your persona.
Well,
So
there's a very like Zen thing to it too, because it's all about like being like in the moment and reacting to like what's immediately like in front of you.
yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
kind of the aspect I like gravitate towards of it.
It's like it's theater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and it looks fun as heck.
I was trying to find there's bad footage of the
Of you
scary
being a
clown.
clown?
Of the scary clown. So there's
Oh,
that too.
of scary clowns? Oh yeah. Well, I think you nailed it with Pennywise.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually a big fan of the new ones. I had fun with the new ones. I thought they were fun.
Yeah.
I like the old ones too, but the new ones were a bit more Sandlot kind of good feel with the kids. It was fun. But yeah, that's a huge thing. Is definitely Pennywise.
Yeah.
For the fear of clowns.
As long as clowns have been around, I feel like there's been this push of like having like evil ones.
Well, you know, what is it called?
I mean, Joker.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. Right.
Right.
From Batman, absolutely. What is the uncanny valley? Like that's like the fear. That's like this fear. Like when you see a face that's either perfectly symmetrical, it's like disturbing.
Oh really?
You know what I mean? Like if you like some of these AI, these bots that they make, these robots, they look very strange because they've plastered their face to mimic the other side.
Yeah.
And that's why they look so strange. None of our faces are perfectly symmetrical. So when you see one that is, or when you see one that's even more contorted, like, you know, so there's something in us that's like thrown off by facial contortions. Like, so the Japanese are really good at tapping into what's called uncanny valley with like manga, with some of their animated stuff. Like it's terrifying looking monsters, like and even their older monsters, like, or older like paintings, things like that. You see like these, anything that's like demonic or supposed to be kind of scary or bad.
Oh, it looks like human but not quite.
But not quite.
In some way,
Yeah,
so
there's
it's
something off about it.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Attack on Titan comes to mind. That's that animated series where it's like,
can we pull that up so I can see
yeah. So if you pull that up, so
what are we looking for?
like if you go to images, Uncanny Valley. Yeah, so there we go. That second image is a good example. Yep. So that's from the train. What was that movie?
Oh, Polar Express.
Polar Express.
Oh yeah.
The characters in that looked really strange because the CGI was almost like their faces were almost too symmetrical.
It looks wicked creepy.
It looks
I
really
never liked
scary.
watching that movie.
No, it's creepy. And if you look at other, there are other examples. That's very strange.
That's like
that's one of the robots that they're making. Yep.
Wow.
And now they look like normal people, but they're like it is a normal face, but it's just like just something that's slightly off. Yeah. So there's that uncanny valley piece there. You know what I mean?
That's it. Let me see the curve thing.
Yes. Yeah. So industrial. Yeah, this is cool. Prosthetic hand. Yeah, there we go. Like, you know, so like prosthetics look strange too when you see them.
Sure.
And an inanimate like piece of the body can be just it's just a little jarring, you know, to us. So Kaylee, can you pull up Attack on Titan, like an image of Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Now these are really just put in Titans. Yeah. Attack on Titans. Here we go. Yeah. I think that one beneath that.
This?
To the left.
This?
Yep. Yeah. So see like the face, how the eyes are. It's kind of tough to see up here. If we scroll down. So like these titans, these monsters in it have like these very
Symmetrical faces.
symmetrical, but their eyes
Like
are
right
just
down there.
yeah. If we scroll down a little more, it looks like there's more. Yeah, right there is a good
This
one.
one?
Oh, that one's really creepy. Yeah, but that one right there is good. Yeah, that female is a really good one too.
Oh,
To the left. Yeah, here we go. Perfect.
Super creepy.
So yeah, see they have like just a little bit larger smiles. Their eyes are just look at the one down to the bottom left. Look at that weird one.
Whoa.
Yeah, really creepy. I've seen this in a lot of like anime. They make like the scariest, most surreal looking.
Yeah, very
this-
humanoid.
Yep. Yeah.
kinda
This one's kind of gets away with it because it's like an elf.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Mm.
elfish, and it's like, but that one to the left,
Yeah, that's what it is.
with that guy eating.
This one?
Yep.
So I guess if you're making a villain, making their facial features, if they're very human-like, making their facial features very symmetrical,
Yeah.
kind of gives you a creepy vibe.
Yep. That's a funny one. That's actually very scary. Like that. These are basically giants in the movie that eat people. All they do is eat. Eat people. It's one of my favorite. I could only suggest it to anyone that's trying to get into anime and not sure what to do. But yeah, the uncanny. You might even type in Uncanny Valley and Attack on Titan, and they'll come up with better ones. Yeah. Creepy. If we scroll down, that one looks not good at all. But
No.
yeah, that lady, Creepy Titans, right there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's scary looking. Yeah, so they do, and that's also you see that in
Whoa, look at that.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh,
so
they
scary.
have a theme park.
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
Osaka.
That's really neat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd go to
wow.
that.
That's a theme park. That's like a roller coaster ride.
Or
Wow.
I
It
don't know.
Or
reminds
they're
me
just
of,
cool
that
big statues.
Remember that Big Bertha?
Yeah. So that's a good example. If anybody has been to someplace with those animatronic animals,
Mhm.
they look really strange, kind of human-like features, big
Mhm.
eyes that go to the side, things like that. So yeah, that's strange. But clowns. So to get back to clowns, also maybe that's also it too. In the dark, like you see like these facial, like, or if it's darker and you only see the outline of a clown's face and it's all like painted like it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's a weird. It looks like a kind of cartoon ghost. You
Mm.
know, it's a
Mhm.
strange thing. So I wonder if that's got anything to do with it too.
Probably.
You know, yeah, I don't know, but great job. You did really good. We should maybe like show other ones on other casts, you know, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dive
you have
into that.
that's 5 and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said it's 27 coming.
There's gonna be 26. 1
26.
for every letter in the alphabet.
awesome.
Oh, there you go.
That's so great.
They're all gonna be like 2 minutes. This one was 4 because it was 2 parts in one,
Right. No, that's great.
just to keep it like efficient. Because I think after that, I'll like drop them all into like one, like and
Mhm.
make it like a feature, like just so you can see like them all one after the other.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's nice. That's really good.
Cool.
Like a short feature thing.
Yeah, really good. Well,
I think we've been about like 45 minutes. Or so.
yeah. Well, let's do the superhero thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody has an idea for a superhero, pop it on there, or ideas for the ones that we come up with. But we're gonna start with Abel.
Or something with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your superhero of the week?
What about your superpower is you can change food to any other food after you've eaten it.
Whoa.
Oh, that's
So you
good.
can go like eat like a bunch of chocolate cake and turn it all into broccoli.
That would be cool.
Because you've eaten broccoli before.
Yeah, you could change it into anything.
So your stomach like digests it as if it were broccoli.
And then you output it as another
No,
food?
no. You eat it. You eat whatever. You eat chocolate cake.
Yeah.
But as it's going down, you can change it to.
Oh. Like
But
when
you
it's
could do that-
inside.
Yeah, but you can do it to yourself, but you can do it to other people too.
How do you do that to the other people?
I don't know. Superpower, man.
I like it. That's cool.
That's a
You know,
good
you
one.
could like you could change it. You know,
You could say
to,
like
a
that
laxative
tastes.
or something.
Well, what if
You're-
like you're
you're-
eating something and
whoever
you're
you're
like, oh, this
fighting.
tastes
Someone can't
disgusting.
have dairy, you just give 'em
Yeah,
potato.
yeah.
Can you like alter like if I'm eating like an Elio's pizza, can you look at that pizza and say that's not an Elio's pizza, that's
You can't change it there. You can only as it's digesting. You can change the.
Ooh.
you touch their elbow as they're eating
Yeah.
something. That's pretty good.
That is a good one.
How about you, Kaylee?
I thought of one that well, I was thinking about your tree one, but it's not the same thing. So their name would be Sawmill, and they can turn trees and they can make paper basically.
What?
paper
They make paper?
They can make paper out of like trees and stuff.
trees.
Wow.
Like they could just like grab a tree and then turn it into paper.
Nice.
Excellent. And their name is Sawmill.
Sawmill.
And what's the name of yours, John? Chewy McChew.
They can make any kind of paper product.
What's that?
They can make any kind of
Like a
paper
Post-it?
product. They're like an
A Post-it note?
alchemist, but just with trees and wood.
Nourishment.
A Nourish Man. That's pretty good. You could say Nourish Man too.
Nourishman.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Excellent. Those are both really good. The mine is a bit dark. Mine is called Morn, and it's but spelt MORN, and that's like the anagram of. Oh wait, no, it's not. Well, it was gonna be. So that's okay. Just change around a bit. No, this is hard to do now. But anyways,
What did it stand for?
well, no. So I was looking at the gnome outside, and I was like, "Oh, a gnome superhero wouldn't work. That'd be dumb." I was like, "Unless someone's like ashes, like from when you're cremated, are put in the gnome. It's like their
And then
favorite.
the gnome comes along.
It's like their favorite gnome.
Oh.
So they're put into the gnome. Not much is thought about the gnome until years later when it's kicking around some old basement, and it's yeah, I didn't think all the way through, but it's got
I
to
love
do.
how on us you were to have this ready.
Well,
And
first
then
off,
yours is like.
well, first off, I was thinking of I wasn't thinking of
gnome.
how to spell gnome. It's like GNOME, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You were
tough.
thinking of Norm.
I was thinking of norm. Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking of the word norm and gonna do the anagram of that. But because then I was thinking we were thinking of names for the gnome outside. So like we were thinking Gnome McDonald.
Mhm.
Gnome Mar Garcia.
No
Parra.
Margaret. Yeah, that's good. Gnome Chomsky.
Gnome Chomsky.
Yep. So that's where I got the thing mixed up. So but yeah, it's a gnome with the I don't know, what do you want?
You could call it no, I
Genome?
was gonna say Gamorn, but this doesn't
I
have
can't think of an
no.
The
anagram with
gnome.
yeah.
Emong.
Well, best not try to think of one now, maybe. But yeah. And the idea to that one was just the soul of the ashes kind of mixed in with the gnome is the
It just
urn.
becomes the
Yeah.
gnome. That'd
Like, comes to
be
life.
really weird if like that's what we did. Like you'd cremate your body and then put it in this gnome, and then you just become this little gnome running around. Like you're back, but you're
That'd be
just
creepy.
a weird
But you're a
little
gnome.
That would
Oh,
be
that's what
so
I was thinking
cool.
too. Like the ashes were like the person that was the ashes was pissed because they're like, fuck, I'm a gnome. Well, what the hell is this? I don't want to be a gnome, and they're a
They hang
gnome.
out in gardens, and that's nice.
I wouldn't want to come back as a gnome. Like, if I could come back as anything, I probably wouldn't want to be a gnome. Let us know if you would want to come back as a gnome. I wouldn't, but that's just me. But still, no, I wouldn't, unless like I don't know. Like, do you have to eat? Are you a good gnome? Like, are you a legitimate gnome, like biologically, or are you
a glass gnome.
a glass gnome?
Yeah. As soon as you
Are
fall,
gnomes real?
You
shot.
crack, yeah, and you don't really like, yeah. No, gnomes aren't real. But
Well, you said a biological gnome.
no, like, or do you have the biology? Like, you got skin, like you're
Like, are you
basically a
just-
little human, but you're your farts are
Your
pebbles.
hobbit.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Or
yeah. Smaller even.
smaller even.
I mean, a larger, a hobbit-sized gnome would scare me. But anyways, so
Yeah,
that's our superheroes.
that
That's
was
it.
pretty good.
I think that's all right. Yeah, those were great. So
Yeah.
save the gnome one. Should we wrap it up with the
Sure.
thing from? We'll wrap it up with the thing from here.
Yeah.
We'll
Haiku,
be able.
etc.
What's that? Haiku, etc. Yeah, or some words from Don. All right. Is it a vase or is it a vase? We'll just ask the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that's that one.
That was great.
All right. Thanks, folks.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. We're going to be talking potentially, I think, about unless we think of something better. It's a good, but it's a good one. It's a good one nonetheless. Sequel ideas for sequels or prequels, and we which I think will make us kind of bring back. Well, we could bring back
Quint again for
Yeah.
the 1 millionth time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. An episode without Quint is not one, and we brought him up in this one.
Mhm.
So yeah, that'll be good. So thanks again for watching.
Yeah.
From Abel, Kaylee, and me,
And
Connor.
Connor.
Let's play that song.
All right. Is this unmuted?
No, I'm gonna unmute it. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye everybody.
Good night,
Thanks
kids.
for tuning in. Give us a second and we'll play the jingle.
Coming up.
Hanging out, just another night of the week. Got to be more specific, it's a Tuesday Eve. Got some ideas that just might intrigue. You should come on by tonight, we're spilling the beans.